Yes.
Get your whiskey. You are now about to be with Brandon Cooper. Salute the real, baby. Get your whiskey. It's time to pull up. Hello, 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 hello. We are here once again, and I am your host, Brandon Cooper. Another episode of Salute the Real. We appreciate you all being with us tonight. You could have been anywhere, but you have decided to be with us, and we are grateful for that. Um, if you have not pulled up yet, please pull up. Uh, Take your time. Get your whiskey, get your cigar, get your vape, because we got a good topic tonight. We got a real topic tonight. Um, because I feel like a lot of people have forgot. They've forgotten what we come from, and it shows in their behavior now. So, as you're pulling up, let's hit this again for you. As you pulling up, I have already done my pouring, and tonight I am drinking Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. All right, all right. Anybody had that before? Y'all show me a little love if you done had Woodford Reserve before. All right. Like, share, subscribe, guys, because we're continuing to grow here. It's going very well. Uh, Shout out to my producer, Miss Candace Cooper. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well. How are you, Brandon Cooper?
Oh man, poor man trying to make it. We gonna be all right over here. You know, poor man trying to make it. Listen, Candace gave me some good news earlier regarding this show, Live with the Coopers and Salute the Real, and and her show that's coming pretty soon here.
Yeah.
What's your show again, baby?
Yeah, Community Compass with Candace Cooper. I'm excited about my show, you guys. It's going to be a little bit different than Salute the Real. It's probably going to be the opposite of what you guys would normally hear with Salute the Real. Because we're trying to do,
Everything's different from Salute the Real. That's for sure.
we're trying to provide different types of content for different audiences. And so we want you guys to have a spectrum, a variety of different content. And I'm excited about my show, but I'm also excited about the fact that we are now looking into getting a online merch store. Give me a little applause or something, Coop. Like that's yeah. So soon we will have a store, an online store where you can purchase some Salute the Real, Live with the Coopers, Community Compass swag, and whatever else we decide to bring on.
All right, all right, all right. So we're on the right path. We're on the right track, guys. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. You can also check us out on YouTube. Things are getting better, and it's going to continue to get better. It's only going to grow because, me and Candace, we put a lot of effort into what we do. So, with that being said, we won't waste any more time. We're going to get straight into this topic because this one hits home for me. Literally, this one hits home for me. I chose this topic tonight for many reasons, but I was going a different direction with it until today. You can talk about a whole lot of things when it comes to this, but I'm going to use it to address some issues that I see in all communities, honestly, but it's happening in communities that I care about, and and it needs to be addressed. And we're going to address it our way, the Salute the Real way. All right? So here we go. Our topic for today is you wasn't or you weren't supposed to make it. You weren't supposed to make it. All right? For those that grew up during our era, all right, I'm 44 now, right, Kent? I think I'm 44.
I think that's correct.
Shit, I'm getting old. I'm 44 years old now. For those of us that grew up during the 80s, we saw a lot of things. We saw a lot of good things. I'm from a small town called Crockett, Texas. In my small town, I was raised by my mom, by my grandparents, by my great uncle and aunts. I had cousins that babysitted me as well, but there was a lot of people. It's called a village. There was a lot of people that were involved in my upbringing. All right, and during that time, we saw a lot of good. What we consider from our age good. We grew up in the church. Sometimes 4 and 5 times a week we were in the church. Some of y'all will know about that. Yeah, I'm getting there. Trust me, it's coming. Some of y'all know about being in the church 4 and 5 times a week. Bible study, BTU, Bible drills, drill team. Some of y'all back home, y'all know about Palestine Born and going down to Palestine Born to fellowship and compete with other churches that was part of that district throughout our time there. We played all day. We played football outside at the church, in fields, in the community. We didn't wear shoes. We a lot of time went outside in clothes that were old, considered old clothes, because our parents didn't want us messing up what we called our good clothes, our school clothes, our school shoes. We wore out every pair of socks we ever had, running up and down those fields. White socks, tube socks that started out white, came back in the house, darker brown than me. All right. We played all day long. We played basketball in the community. We rode bikes all around the town. We went to a place called Country Corners and got penny candy all day long. Okay, and then we went to Ames Chicken and got us a 2-piece and a lemonade. And I like peppers way back in. So for all y'all that talk about, you know, what you drink, you eating that hot stuff. I've been eating hot stuff all my life. All right, I've been eating hot peppers all my life. All right, we did these things. All right, and we played sports in the community. We participated in Little Dribblers. We participated in Little League Baseball. We participated in All Stars. This fool is on here, man. Cooper's pop lock king back then. Nah, I didn't have that in me. But we played sports back then. We did things that made us a community, that made us a village. Big Jack cookies. We went and got Big Jack cookies. We went and got Cool Cups. Who remember this stuff? We went and did these things. We could walk around all over town, and nobody worried about us being gone. Our parents weren't worried about us being gone, walking around town. Nobody worried about those things. Until what time? Until what time? When was it time to come home? When did that alarm go off? I can tell you when. When that street light came on. It was time for you to come back to the house. That's what time our curfew was at that young age. Yeah, there go Jay. When that street light came on. We did these things, guys. And then, I can talk about how I also had that country life. I grew up with my great uncle and my great aunt. I participated in fishing pretty much daily. Me and my Uncle Ed went out there and we dug up worms. We dug up grub worms. We walked through our country area, going to different ponds and tanks so we could go fishing. And I would see him keep those perch and keep those bass and keep them catfish that we would catch. And he would bring them back home. And my Aunt Margaret would clean those fish and cook them whole. All these fish fillets that y'all see in HEB and all that right there, we didn't have that. Nobody did no fish fillets. No. They gutted those fish. They scaled those fish. And they cooked them whole. Sometimes with the head on. Okay? But that whole body went into that cast iron skillet. Over a broke down wood stove. And that fish tastes as good as any fish I've ever had. Any fish I've ever had. And so when we did those things, we also went and we went feeding cows. I hauled hay. I fixed fence. I worked down there with my grandpa. I worked in the garden. Who shelled peas? Who picked corn? Sweet potatoes, watermelons. We did all that stuff. That was good living. Sister Margaret Jr., exactly. That woman fed me coon. She fed me possum. She fed me rabbit. She fed me squirrel. I never knew. If anybody would have told me it was something different than chicken, I didn't know it. I watched that woman wring a chicken neck and cut the neck off. It was good living. Then when I get back uptown, we had barbecues. It was barbecues outside. It was old school music playing outside. I've been listening to Marvin Gaye and Al Green way back. All right? And it was crazy uncles and stepdads and friends' dads and all these people sitting up under the tree, drinking ice cold beer and playing dominoes. Good living. Kids outside running around playing hide and go seek. Some of them playing hide and go get it. All right? But the adults was having so much fun they wasn't paying no attention. It was good living going on. All these things were happening. Your grandma was waking up on Saturday mornings, and you woke up. You was awakened by the smell of pine saw, because that house was getting clean. All right, so all that was going on. All right, it was good living. All right. But during that time, while all that good living, matter of fact, before I go here, shout out to all the good living we did. Shout out to living that don't exist right now. All that don't exist now. Get you a sip. But during that time of all that good living, we also saw a lot of bad. Drugs destroyed an already impoverished community. Many of us grew up in single-family homes. If you had two parents in homes, many of us saw those parents fight, argue, go to jail, go to prison, lose weight, health decline, beauty turn into a sad sight. We saw beautiful women lose their beauty because of drugs. We saw loved ones, some of them die. Whether they were selling drugs or using drugs, we saw people who got addicted to the game. Because we witnessed this epidemic, we were never the same. Candace, did you by chance get to see some of what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Now, I didn't experience the possums and the other things that you mentioned.
I said, did you get to see some of this epidemic?
Absolutely. I think what you described was honestly by design, and it went through most of the marginalized communities, black communities included, communities that were already, as you mentioned, impoverished all throughout America by design.
By design. Because, well, by design. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Because of what we saw, because of what was happening, statistics say we were not supposed to make it. I'm going to say that again. Because of what we saw, because of what we were going through, what our people were going through, the trauma. That's right, Pamela Wade. Heavy trauma. Statistics say we were not supposed to make it. If this was going on in your household, you were not supposed to make it. If you are currently here on this live, listening to this right now, I really want you to be coming, talking about everything that I talked about from the good to the bad, because you are not supposed to be here. According to statistics, you're not supposed to be here. Yet you are. We are here. Broke parents, difficulty making ends meet, hard putting food on the table, hard putting clothes on our back, car notes, credit card abuse, insurance man knocking at your door, and your parents telling you to shut the hell up and hide so he'll take his ass on because they can't pay him right now. All right? All these things were happening. Our people was going through this. Whatever same parent you had during that time that was still trying to take care of you and keep the house afloat, if this was going on in your house, they were going through all these things and they were trying to figure out all these things. And because they hung on, you're here today. If it wasn't your parent, it was your grandparents. If it wasn't your grandparents, it was your aunts and uncles. If it wasn't them, then it was somebody. But somebody helped you get here today. You found a way to get through this based on the people that helped us when they raised us. They were solid people. They made it. They figured out a way. Yes, the drugs swept too hard. And they destroyed our community. Helicopters. I'll never forget this. Helicopters in little towns like Crockett, Texas. Doing drug busts. People going through our community having shootouts. Families selling drugs together and having shootouts. We heard the stories when we were young, all the way up. And somehow, some way, we're still here. That's right, Ralph, hard times, but we're still here. I say all this for a reason. The reason that I was saying all this before, first of all, before I go to that, another shout out, another round of applause, because we are still here. I say all this for a reason. And this is where you want to pull up if you haven't pulled up yet. We got through all of that. And yet I see my people fight each other now more than they did back then.
Make third down more manageable.
Yes! Here we go! Here we go!
I see my people fight each other over some of the most simple things in the world. I see my people fight each other over things that if our people was alive, what Bubba Dub say? They rolling in their grave right now, based on some of the stuff that they're seeing. If they're up there looking down at us right now, I didn't hear stories. I was in the story. Hey,
Make third down more manageable.
Yes! Here we go! Here we go!
Hey, Tro said something right there. There was a lot of us that was in the stores. A lot that was in their stores a lot deeper than others. Okay? Ain't none of our hands clean. Some a lot dirtier than others. But ain't nobody clean. There ain't nobody hands clean. But hey, we made it. We're here. Now that we're here we go. I want to take my time with this because this is gonna sting a little bit because I'm gonna use my hometown to describe something that's going on across this nation. It ain't nothing new, but it hurts me to see it in my hometown. So, I talked about this the other day. I talked some about this when I talked about our black women and how they have become such educated, successful women, in this world now, and they're doing some amazing things. And I'm telling you, I don't want to make this sound like, guys, I have a problem with black women. I'm married to a black woman. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really married to a woman who fits a lot of the criteria that I be talking about. She's educated as hell. She is a leader in the community. She is this woman has done this woman has been involved in politics and political agendas, since she was a teenager. This woman was marching and protesting when I was when I didn't care about nothing but grabbing a basketball or a football. This woman, she's just been doing this for a long time. And so it is a place in this world for women who are educated and doing amazing things like this. And they are leaders in this community, and they are making some things happen that all we should be doing is thanking them and cheering them on for those things. We should be thanking them. We should be cheering them on. All right? Because they're making things happen. They are setting it off, as I like to say, when it comes to being educated, powerful pillars in this community. With that being said, I'm also seeing some of these same women create a lot of controversy when it comes to the males that are supposed to be doing the same things, that are in many instances doing the same things in their own way, but they're doing them. So I'm trying to make sure that I do not say this in a way that comes across as I don't care about certain groups, or I don't care about certain people, because that ain't true at all. I care about all people. And my point here is going to be made in the end, okay? So stay around. If this touches you in a way that makes you feel some kind of way, hang around. Just hang around. to the end. If you've never hung around to the end of my show, I always bring it back. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that you understand that some of y'all are bullshitting. Some of you are bullshitting. Straight up. And we got to make the changes. So, here we go. Through all the things that I talked about in the beginning, by basically saying you should not have been here, you are here. And now that you are here, and now that crack has somewhat moved on, there's still drugs out there. Drugs are always going to be a problem. The next drug will come. But the crack era has moved on, really. If anybody's on crack now, Lord help them. But the crack era, the era itself has moved on. And now we have made it out of that. And you would think, would be united, working together, or at least, even if we are not united and working together, we are respecting those that are doing work in the community. If we do not agree with said work, then we get with those that are willing to do it and we go create some ourselves. But if somebody is doing work in the community, we don't bash them to make ours better. Okay? That, my friends, is called hating. You can slice it any way you want to slice it. But if people are doing work, positive work in the community, they are quality citizens, meaning that the work they are doing is not hurting anyone, and you decide to open your mouths in some kind of way to create negativity for said people, that, my friends, is called hating. It's hating in the worst way. Because the work I'm going to be talking about, the example I'm going to be using tonight is an example that deals with youth. So a whole lot of the problems that we saw coming up, these aren't the same problems now. The reason they aren't the same problems now is because instead of our black men selling drugs and using drugs. And when I say drugs, guys, look here. I'm not talking about the drugs that are possibly going to be going legal in Texas in a little while. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, because, it is what it is when it comes to that, as long as they're not doing it in front of the youth. Okay? I'm not talking about those drugs. I'm talking about drugs that literally were changing families. They were changing families. Families were suffering because of those. Okay, they're not doing that. All right? So I'm going to use these examples from back home. They're not doing that. All right? And they're out here in the community. And they're working with these youth. Okay. All right. You're spending this time out here with these kids. I am going to use for an example my hometown. I'm not going to say any names tonight because the names aren't important. I'm not going to say any names on any side. But I'm going to use some examples. Shout out to the Houston County Crusaders. I just saw recently that they won another championship in their league in football. They've been doing football now for a while, and they have lived through all of probably the hate that was gonna come, the hate that still exists, the people that say that you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and they sitting on their couch and they got a whole bunch of things to say. They should have been going to this league. They should have been going to that league. These kids should have had this kind of helmet, that kind of jersey. They should have got this guy to coach. But they still hanging in there. They still hanging in there, and they're still winning. They're still finding ways to win. Now, whether they are winning or they're losing, Anthony Bedford just spoke the truth. They're in it for the right reasons. There you go, Ant. That's it. They're in it for the right reasons. They're in it because they have created a village. They have created mentors. They have created people that these kids are going to be able to look up to for the rest of their life. For the rest of their life. All right? These are people that these kids will never forget. I still remember my Little League coaches. I still remember the late Bob Overstreet that taught me how to pitch. He taught me how to pitch in Little League, and I pitched all the way up until I was done with Little League, all the way up until my 12-year-old year. I pitched almost every game, and I was pretty good at it. Okay, I still remember that guy. Guys, these people are doing it on a whole nother level. They're spending way more time with these kids. I'm not going to say the names, but y'all know the names back home. I'm not going to say the names. This stuff, these people that are putting this time in. I see Cedric Alexander. He was on Friday Night Lights. They have put time in with these kids that is on a whole nother level from what we received when we were playing sports at that age. In Crockett, it started out with the football team. I was so proud of people from the 97 class, 95, 96, 97, 98, of course. 98 was my class. And it's classes that have come since then that have done such an outstanding job working with these kids. They are involved. It's not like it used to be back in the days where you found a couple of speckles of brown coaches out there or brown dads out there that gave a damn enough to help these kids. I talk about Harold Brown, Julius Brown, my quarterback on our team, our 98 team. I talk about Harold Brown all the time. Harold Brown wasn't no coach. Not to my knowledge. He wasn't no coach. You know why I talk about Harold Brown? Because he was one of the only brown dads that I saw out there all the time. All the time. He was always there. He was always there. I don't remember him ever throwing a football to me, but you know what I do remember him saying? Coop, I'm watching you, baby. He talked low like that. Coop, I'm watching you. You go out there and you represent tonight. Go do this. Coop, man, y'all go out there and do y'all thing. He always had a good thing to say. And because it wasn't many black men out there, because it wasn't many out there that gave a damn about us, I cherished every word he gave me. I envied my quarterback. I envied JJ because his dad was out there all the time. I wasn't jealous of him, but I envied him. I envied him because his dad was there. It mattered. I watched Love and Basketball again the other night. I was just sitting back watching some movies on Tubi, and I watched Love and Basketball. And Sanaa Lathan came home after she was mad at Omar Epps. When he told her that he was gonna go to the league and he was gonna leave her, they weren't gonna be together no more. And she came home and somewhere in there, that might have been the point, or it might have been later. I think it was later when she finally came. It might have been when she came home from Barcelona or whatever playing basketball. But she told her mom. Her mom was a homemaker. You know what I'm saying? She told her mom. She's like, Mom, I had 1,000 games. I possibly had 1,000 games. And I can only remember you being at 2 of them. And her mom said, you had your dad. You had your coaches. You didn't need me. It didn't matter if I came. She started crying and she said, Mom, it mattered. It mattered. She wanted her mom there. We all wanted a Harold Brown there. honestly made it impossible for them to be there. For the ones that actually were around anyway. Some of them weren't around in the first place. We went through an era where these people had problems that they couldn't be worried about us in those sports. They were fucked up. They were messed up. They had other stuff going. That is not the case anymore. Frog Kitchen, shout out, kinfolk. Frog, stay on that field. Frog, stay on that field. That's not the case anymore. I see Otis on here. True 98. Otis' son is down there representing. He's playing football. He's doing it big. He grew up with me. Otis grew up with me. We played Little Dribbles together. We played All-Stars together. We did this stuff. But we did not have to keep the love out there that these kids have out there right now. Richard Bacon is on here. I saw when I was first coming to see Richard, your nephew, play. I saw your daddy out there. He was going through his own illnesses, but that man was out there a whole game, dragging that chain up and down that field. First down, second down. He was dragging that chain. I heard how your daddy, Richard, came out there and dropped money to help out with those youth when fees were due and the teams didn't have this stuff. I've been hearing forever, guys. I've been hearing about it. And that's why when people reach out to me, even though me and Candace are still trying to build this thing down here, scared the hell out of me. Look here. Oh, you better unscare. You better not be, ain't no use you being scared. Because it's going to be a whole holler tonight. That's why when people reach out to me, I still trying to help, even though we trying to build things down here. Y'all are going to hear over the years, all the Lord have mercy. Y'all are going to hear the issues that me and Candace went through building all this. Boy, Lord bless, I'm telling y'all, that movie gonna get put off this year. It ain't gonna be this next year. But boy, when that movie comes, I'm gonna tell it. I'm telling it all. Because there ain't nobody give a damn. Oh, man, that's on a whole nother level. We'll get there, you best believe. But that movie gonna make millions because I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna be you ain't seen real. Okay? Just like I'm going to tell it tonight. So here we go. Marcus Carter, legends like the dads you're talking about are the true reason, the true reason why high school teams won games. Marcus Carter was a legend. Marcus Carter could drill through any press you had. And that's why he ended up in SMU. Basketball or football, either one of them. And then he came to Sam Houston. They were legends. But people invested time into these kids. Somebody invested time into these kids. And now, where I'm trying to go with this is, we are in an era now where there are more black men out there working with these kids than ever. I love dribblers organizations. Okay. The word is there's a couple of different basketball organizations down in Crockett now. Okay. Word is some people would like for the Houston County Crusaders to change leagues or to do things a little different. Word is, I just heard about our basketball team down in Crockett at the high school, and how word is some things happen to where people aren't happy with some of the coaches that might currently be there. These are coaches that grew up in my town. These are coaches that grew up with me. Some younger than me, some older than me. These are coaches that grew up with us. We know these people. These people, this is their home. This is their home. it means something to them. It might not feel that way to you, but I know it means something to them to be a part of coaching and training the kids from their home. That is special. That is unique. It is a blessing to be able to come home. Do you know my wife, until I came here, I had never heard before that you have to work your way up the ladder. You have to work your way up the ladder at a job. Say you from Austin. This is what my wife told me. She taught me this. I never knew this. Matter of fact, I called her a lie until I saw it personally. I saw what she went through. My wife's goal. She had that checklist just like all the rest of you black women. Y'all got that checklist. You know, y'all educated black women, you got that checklist. She had a checklist, and on her checklist was to be an executive director. She wanted to be on an executive level. She had did everything. She went to school, got all the degrees. She got 2 degrees. She's done all that. She's put the work in the community. She had put the work in at the city, and she's moved her way up the ladder, creating programs, doing all kind of stuff. I watched her create a program. I did a post about it when it did. I watched her create a program. I watched her create this program, and I watched these people. I mean, she created it from the ground up by herself. And then when it came time for them to hire the person that was going to direct that program, they went clean, if I ain't mistaken, to Minnesota. Candace, am I right? Was it Minnesota or Oregon? They brought somebody in.
It was Portland, Oregon.
It wasn't in Texas. I know that. It wasn't in Texas. They went clean to Portland, Oregon. And brought somebody way from Portland, Oregon, all the way to Austin, Texas, to run, to run a department, a whole building that has been created in her vision. She did all the work. And guess what, guys? She did all the work during COVID. Meaning, she didn't have no support. She did all the me. I saw this shit. You can't tell me because I saw it for myself. I seen it all. I done seen it all. She did all the meetings on her own. Everything that needed to be paid for, she paid for it herself. I saw this shit with my own eyes. And they went clean to Portland, Oregon to go get somebody to run it. Candace told me this before she went through this. She said, Coop, she was like, when you get to a certain level, you're basically going to taper off. Like a taper fade. See, you fade it up here. And then you kind of, the fade changes. And then you go into your darker hair. See that? See that? You're going to taper off. Okay? You can't go no higher here. You got to move to another area. And get put in that executive position there. They got to accept you in New Mexico. They got to accept you in Louisiana. They got to accept you in Kentucky as an executive director. Then, and only then, after you have gained the experience there, will they bring you back to Austin to be an executive level here.
Now let's be clear, Coop. That's the unspoken rule for black people. Let's be clear.
Try. You know what she just said? That is the unspoken rule for us. Whistle. Because I'm sure about to get pissed now. Now I got to take a break. Listen to me. Them men down there in Crockett right now that are coaching that basketball team give a damn about those boys, but for so many more reasons than some of you can imagine. They give a damn about them boys because those boys used to be them. This is the same colors. This is the same team, the same town that they represented. It means more to them. It means more. This is not that coach that's just coming in town and he's going to coach for a few years and he's going to use that to pad his stats, to pad his resume, and he want to go on to that 4A, 5A, 6A school and make 2 to 3 times the money. This ain't that coach. It means more to these boys. It means more to them. But what do? What do we do to our own? We bash them. We treat them like shit. We feel like because they are our own, that we can talk to them in ways that we wouldn't talk to this other coach. You goddamn right, kinfolk. CK Kitchen. Coaching is not a job, it's a calling. It's damn sure a calling when you coaching in your own town. You know why? Because people have to leave their own town to find success. If you stay in your own town, you get hated on more than you would in other town. I got hated on here because I was a newcomer here. I got hated on here. But you get hated on even more in your own town. In your own town. I said I wasn't gonna say no names, but I'm so proud. I got Yana and I got Six on this live tonight. I see they on here, and I appreciate all y'all. Shout out to all the Crockett people. Shout out to all the Crockett people that on this tonight. You know, we ain't gonna make this about one town. I'm just using my town as an example because I feel like I can talk about my own town. Because in the reality, it's all when it's all said and done, y'all know I love my town. I want to see my town be successful. I know the talent we got in Crockett, Texas. I know the talent. I saw Marcus Carter on here that is in Rusk. I know the talent that's in Center. I know the talent that's in Kuntz. I saw my boy Brad Hadnot today. I know the talent that's in these small 3A and 4A towns. I know the talent that's in the woods, baby. I know the talent that's in East Texas. It's big time talent. And if we ever get things together, if we ever get it the way it should be, them kids can compete with anybody. Anybody. Devon Odoms, it has happened to us here. Here we go, Devon. I'm about to tell you just how raw it done got. My boy Six, he started a track program this summer. And he brought some of those kids down to my track meet. And he had multiple people that are on this live tonight at that track meet with him. Prior to that, I've had several people that have come down to help me from back home. But they were coming down to help me. They weren't coming down to bring any kids. They were coming down to help me. I had multiple people, teachers. Miss Birdwell has been God sent. I mean, every time I needed something, they came through for me. These my hometown, Six said 75 of them. Six said, now damn, I didn't know you brought that many Six, but Six said 75 of them. They brought these kids down to Austin, Texas. And look here, guys. At the end of the day, Clash of Texas, tell me if I'm wrong, Six. It's going to be one of the best meets you've ever come to. Hands down. Hands down. Tell me if you did not have a good time at the meet that we came to, that you came to here. My boy Red said they even showed out. Shout out to Red. He's my starter. He started that meet. You know, my boy Red is in this thing now. It's family out here. These men are doing things. It's coming back to what I'm saying, guys. I'm gonna get there. I'm taking my time getting there. Ralph Hightower, somebody we looked up to, was coaching with Six. He was coaching with him. He was up here in Austin. They came to this meet here. And I was so proud to have my town here. I was so proud to have them out here. I bragged on them coming. And I'm going to do more for them in the years to come. I promise you. That's a promise. But this one is tough. This is tough on me. Because here's what's going on. There was also another track program there. Okay? And I don't care about some of the stuff. Some people were saying they need to come together. Well, we don't come together here in the city. There's multiple chiefs down here. And not many Indians. That don't change just because you're in the country. There's going to be a lot of chiefs down there too. If you want something different, do it. And that's what they're doing. You got multiple teams down there. Good. Fine. Here's the problem. Just like the basketball. You got multiple teams down there. Fine. That is okay. There are multiple teams here. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with it. Here's the problem. It's just like politics. If you pay attention when it comes to politics, what they do is they try to talk down on this one over here. Talk down on that one over there. When they got to line them up there and they having the debate show. You know, the debate, the Republican debate, or the Democratic debate, and all that. And they want to talk down on this one. They want to tell you what he did back in 1998. They want to tell you that his son is a drug addict. They want to tell you that his wife is addicted to pain pills. They want to tell you that this man spent a whole lot of money doing this and that he arrested some people back then in 97, and you shouldn't vote for him because he didn't care for them back then. Yet you don't want to be judged at all, but you want to judge them on what they did back in 97. You don't want to be judged on anything, yet you want to talk about what this man do at his house in his private time. We are all sinners. We have all made mistakes. But if you are going to only bring up this man's mistakes, then why are you out here whistle? Why are you going to be out here? Why are you out here if all you're going to do is bitch and complain? Why are you out here if all you're going to do is talk down on somebody? Why are you out here if all you're going to do is tell somebody what they doing wrong instead of appreciating the few things, the few possible things that they're doing right? Why are you out here? Why are you out here? What are we doing here? Remember what I said we came from. And we still here. We made it. But yet all we do now is fight amongst each other. This one hit hard. This one hit hard. It hits here. It hurts. It hurts. Because as proud as I was to see them bring those kids down here and let those kids participate in that track meet. Here we go. You get back home and I see. God damn. Okay, now it's about to get real. Hold on.
Whistle. Another one. Let's go.
Now it's about to really get real. Hold on. So, I come home to help Six them with a track meet. And I'm going to be 100 with you. I didn't think they were ready for no track meet this year. I didn't think they was ready in their first season to host no track meet, but they wanted to do it. And it's just like a proud dad or a proud brother. I'm not going to tell Yana and Six and the rest of those coaches, no, you can't do this. You ain't ready for this. Because it don't matter if you got 20 kids out there. It don't matter if you got 300 kids out there. It don't matter if you got 500 kids out there. However many kids you got out there. If you want to host a meet for those kids, I'm going to be there to support you. That's why I had to get wrapped in my head. And that's what we did. When I came down there to support them, here's where it gets real. Here's where it gets, oh, it's about to get real. We all right here now. We all right here now. Wakanda, baby. We all right here now. Here's where it gets real. Those coaches were out there. Big J English and Dominique and so many of them coaches, they all out there working them field events. They doing the best they can out there. You know, you got so many women. I didn't want to say no names, but I just got to show love to these people because of the work they were doing in their first season. They were trying. They all out here working. Okay, you got parents. You got parents and spectators that are sitting on their ass in them stands or standing on the field. Javante Warfield is there from Houston taking pictures. We all come down here to show them love, to help them. Six didn't have no money to get me no bullets for my gun. Those were my bullets. You know how much those bullets are? Go look, guys, 32 shells for the starter gun, 50-some, 60-some dollars a case. Go look at them. I ain't hesitate. This is my family. It's family. You know what some of these people it's 100 and some degrees out there. You know what some of these people were standing? They standing there looking. I watched this. Oh, I see everything. I watch this. Standing there looking, peeping, looking, checking. While we out there working our asses off. I'm coming clean from Houston, Austin. Javadri coming clean from Houston. Holly Sewell, white girl that grew up with us, graduated with us. She might have left, but I mean, she was with us. My girl done came down here and helped me in Austin, done supported us. Love her and her husband. Love her son. He out swimming now. We're on a scholarship. Because we understand how important this is. Holly understands how important this is. She was a runner. She did this work. We was out there working. Holly out there picking up bitches and putting up canopies and doing all this work with me. And I'm watching grown-ass niggas standing around and look. Watching. I'm watching grown-ass black powerful women running up and down the sidewalks, the side of the field, hollering at people, yeah, doing all that shit. I ain't gonna say no extra. I'm watching this shit. This is stuff that's going on. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's my hometown. I'm a ride or die for y'all regardless. Both sides, both teams, women, men, everybody. I'm a ride for you. Because if they call me and they say they need me, I'm coming too. If I'm available, I'm coming. But what I cannot stand is that you shoot slugs at each other as if you did not grow up together. As if we all didn't fucking go through what I was talking about in the beginning. As if we all, even if you didn't go through it personally in your own home, don't have a relative or a neighbor or somebody that was going through this stuff and it impacted you because somebody you cared about struggled. We're in a better place than we've ever been in when it comes to making it possible for our kids to have success. Yet we spend so much time doing this with one another. we doing this with one another, that we're missing the whole point. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you some of y'all women, some of you powerful black women. I'm gonna tell you why. This is hold on. Let me whistle. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell some of you powerful black women, I'm gonna tell you why you cannot continue to do this to your black men. First of all, I can tell you from my team, it ain't no black, white, Hispanic woman out there helping us right now. All of them have moved on. All of them have moved on. My wife helps behind the scenes. She's behind the scenes doing the books. She's behind the scenes doing all that posting, any video you see, any AU cards, any kind of cards, anything you see with the uniforms now, all the business. My wife takes care of that at home, and she does a damn good job. Thank her for that. But when we talk, I've had Kaylee Perkins out there that was working with the uniforms. Now we trying to make that where it's all a store. She ain't even got to worry about that no more. But guys, I'm being 100 with you now. This ain't no knock on anybody. This is just the truth. It is men out there. Men and men only. Shout out to Rayshawn Bryce, who don't even have a kid out here no more with me that's still coaching. Shout out to Mark Perkins, who has not only become a coach on my team, but he works my high jump and my meets. He has a child on my team. He is, God dang, he's so many things. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. He's now becoming that dad figure that I used to be to so many different kids on my team, because he has a daughter growing up, and now you got other girls that are staying at his house that are his daughter's age. He's becoming that person. Okay? Shout out to Quinn Roberson, who was sick, and the moment he got out that hospital bed, he was right back out there on that track helping us out. Shout out to Catrell Clark, who was out there learning. Second year, I believe, with us, and he's learning. Second or third, and he's learning. He's trying to learn. He's trying to develop. You know? These are men that out here. Shout out to Mac Arthur Carter, who's a dad on my team. He's not a coach. And he's made it clear to me why he can't be a coach. He don't tolerate a lot of this shit that you got to put up with these parents and these kids. He don't play that. And he proves it with his child every year. And you're going to hear about his child, because she's going to be a face of this team. And I appreciate him. I appreciate him. He's out there willing to help me do whatever I need him to help me do. These are men. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to start with my team. Let's start with my team. And a woman got out the car this year. Since we started indoor. We started indoor at the beginning of November. A woman has not gotten out of the car. I haven't even spoken to a mother. I haven't even spoken to a mother besides Messenger. And my wife. Well, my wife ain't a mother on the team no more. She's an owner of the team. But she's not a mother on the team no more. I have not spoken with a mother. Now, you ask, Coop, what do you think the reason for that is? My wife wants to speak. Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's a good thing. The fact that when you have men that's standing up and they're being leaders in the community and they're coaching the kids, why do we need to be out there on that field? That's just my perspective. I think you guys, I can speak on our behalf in terms of our team. You know, in the beginning, we wore multiple hats when we first started out. And we had women, men, we had everybody out there just trying to help. But as the team has evolved, there have been men now who have stepped up to the plate, and you guys are doing an amazing job. So I think that when men are taking a leadership role in the community, and you guys are being effective, then why do we need a bunch of other people out there? You know, and that's my perspective. So I just want to let you, so I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. That's trust. That's saying y'all got it. And so for me, I know I've taken a step back. I'm doing, just the business and administrative stuff is in a support capacity. But as far as being out there coaching, y'all got it. And you're seeing success.
We are seeing success. We see a ton of success. Our team is seeing success. Our programming in general has seen success. It's not just. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing women, and I'm not saying that we need a woman out there, but I do need a woman out there. I have a team. My team has been majority female since the beginning. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. My program ain't easy. We work over here. I'm telling you, I got a system, and we work. And so with that being said, it would be good to have a female's perspective when it comes to talking to these girls sometime. These girls are dealing with nothing but men. And so to say that, yeah, you men are doing a good job, you don't need no women out there, it would be good to have women that are willing to put that time in to learn some things. I don't care about, you don't have to know anything about track. What you do have to do is love children. And if you love children, you can say some things, you can soften the blow sometimes when loud ass Coach Cooper gets on their ass. You can help us soften the blow.
Now that part I can understand, and Red is saying it's kind of like the example that you use with love and basketball. Now Red, you already know if Jay is on the track, I'm there. I'm beating Coop to the track. So
Hey, here we go.
So
Make third down more manageable.
You get to my point. That's my point. I won't stop you right there for a second.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say most of the mothers now, when it comes to our kid physically being out there, we gonna be out there. But as far as I can speak to our team, and of course I got a whole bunch of other hats that I'm wearing, aside from this team. But I do feel like as far as a team, a lot of young ladies do not see positive male role models. Some of them do, some of them don't. But that is actually unique to have a female heavy team and to see all these black men that are actually leading them. So that's just my perspective. But I do see your point to where you got to have a female out there, and it would be good to have some female coaches.
Not just, and I call them all coaches. But when what I'm really talking about is female mentors. Because you can follow my system. I'm telling you, you're not coming up with anything. I'm telling you, you don't have to come up with anything. I got this. All you got to do is be able to encourage them and remind them while they're here. Deal with some female problems. There are some things going on as these girls are developing. They don't feel comfortable talking to us about those things. You can help us with those things. But here's where I'm going with this. I want to get to this. Here's where I'm going with this. Black strong women. I want to start out with this every time. Black strong, my African American strong women. Why would you beat down the men that are doing things in your community? Why would you beat these guys down when you know that your ass is gone 9 times out of 10 the moment your kid is done with that team? The moment your kid walk across that stage, if they make it on the team that long, your ass is gone. You don't have a love for this like that. You're not going to be putting your time in like that. You gone. You're done. The moment your kid is done, you done. There ain't no black. Hold on. I know a couple of black women down here, that are running teams. I know a few of them. They all got kids on the team. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? I hope I'm wrong. And even if they are, it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. But how much you want to bet? The moment their kids are done, they're done. That team is done. If they ain't got nobody set up to take care of that team, it's done. The moment they're done. Here's where it gets real, guys. Look, pull up. I don't care what time it is, because we're going to get this out tonight. We're going to get this out tonight. As long as people are here to hear it, we're going to get this out tonight. I'm going to make sure I finish what I'm trying to say. Stop beating up your black men. Stop putting information out there about your black men that make them look bad when they out here trying to build things. Unite. You don't have to come together and be on the same team, but you gotta show respect. Show respect to those that are out there doing these things. When you know we came up in an era when there wasn't no men out there doing shit. Even the kids out there that had good dads. I don't remember them dads out there giving me a Harold Brown speech. I don't remember them out there showing me that kind of love. Some of my friends had hard-working good dads that wasn't no drugs, but I don't remember them being out there putting effort into other kids. They raised and took care of their families, and that's what mattered to them. They weren't out there doing this extra. This is extra. These people ain't out there getting paid. Oh my God, here we go. They charging all this money. Oh, they making all this money. What kind of money you think these people making for the time they putting in with their kids, your kids? What kind of money you really think these people making? If they find a way to pay for their gas, if they find a way to buy themselves a meal, if they find a way to exchange a tire on that bald-headed ass tire that they got on their rear right, you mean to tell me that they can put all this time in with your kids and they ain't supposed to get nothing? They done put all these hours in. Your ass ain't going nowhere doing all this work for free. Some of you ain't touched a sport. Some of you ain't acting like you gave a damn about a sport, but you got a mouth to say all this stuff about other people. Why? 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 Some of y'all act like weed is the worst thing in the world. I've been around people that smoke weed all my life. All my life. Shit, when I was still young and pissing on myself, I smelled pine cones. I've been smelling weed. We've been around weed. I'm not saying it's right, but if these people are doing this in their personal time, why do you have such a problem with it? They're not working for no school. Or are they? Oh, shit. You're going to hear some things. You're going to hear some things that sting a little bit. And if they are, hey, I understand. You got to clean your act up. You got to clean your act up. If you're working in the community, is that my thing? No, I don't want you to be doing that. I don't want you to be doing that. I don't like when my parents bring their kids to the field and they smelling like a bush of weed. I don't like that shit. I don't like that. Because you want your kids to do right, but you smell like a bush of weed. You don't see me drink. Guys, if you come to my house, barring my wife, because my wife will have a drink in a minute when she come home from a hard day of work. But if it was up to me, I'm going to tell y'all something. Let's just be 100 right now. Because some of y'all are going to see me drinking on these shows. You would think, damn, cool drinking whiskey every goddamn day. Look here. If it wasn't for this show, this bottle right here of whiskey will literally last me for probably 4 or 5 months. I don't drink like that. Guys, I'm grinding. Ain't nobody got time to be drinking every day. I don't like drinking by myself. I'm having a conversation with you guys. So I'm going to tell you to pour up your whiskey. We don't go to the bar. I don't go to the club. I have a drink right here with you guys. And I'm going to tell you to pour up a whiskey. Just like if you came to my house, I would invite you in to pour up a whiskey with me. I would invite you in to do that. I would invite you in to do that. I keep a nice bar if my wife and her friends and everybody don't drink it all from me.
Hey.
If they don't drink it all, I try to keep a nice bar so I can offer some people love when they come into my house. I enjoy offering people a nice drink. There's nothing wrong with having a nice drink in your home. There's nothing wrong with having a drink at happy hour. But I don't go to happy hour. So where do I have my drink? Right here with y'all on Wednesday nights. That's why I have a drink. Other than that, guys, I'm grinding. So my point in saying this is, you know what's in my vape? Ain't no, when people talk about vaping, they talk about all this weed and all this stuff these kids are doing. You know what's in my vape? Strawberry kiwi. Shit. Strawberry kiwi. It's fruit. It's fruit. Nicotine. Okay? All right? So instead of me smoking my cigar, you know, I'm vaping fruit nicotine. All right? Fruits. Strawberry and kiwi. 3 milligrams of nicotine. Get out of here. I ain't doing nothing. You know, but Coop is terrible. Coop is horrible. And they horrible too. They doing all this stuff in the community. Okay, guys. All right. Hey, look. At the end of the day, when you lovely, strong black females decide to move on, these men are going to still be out here. The Crusaders prove it. They're still out there. They've been doing it for years. The Austin Honey Badgers prove it. We're still out here. My child in college now. For everybody to say I was doing it, when somebody asked me, Cooper, I thought you were going to be done. Nigga, I'm just starting. I'm just beginning. All right? I'm just beginning. Because it means something in here to me. So y'all are going to be gone. But you want to talk down on people that are going to make sure that these programs are going to continue. Some people are just different. 6 is different. Jerry is different. Joe Ray is different. And there's a lot of other men out there that are different. Ralph Hightower was on here. He's different. Pooh Denman is somebody to me that's different. These are all powerful black men from my hometown. And I'm not going to sit here and judge them for every single thing that they've done in their life. Because if for me to do that, that would mean that I would have to be perfect. And Lord knows I ain't perfect. I intentionally show y'all that I ain't perfect. Don't never put me in that little perfect slot that you got your pastor in. Don't you never put me over there. I don't want to be nowhere near it. I'm not perfect. And they aren't either. But they are the village. They're all part of the village. Some of y'all, I'm gonna be real with you, y'all. We about to get to the end of this because I understand we haven't been over my hour now. But I'm gonna get y'all out of here. But some of y'all, let me say this, and then I'll take it home. Some of y'all have helped to run away some of the smartest, most intelligent teachers, educators that ever came through Crockett. Some of y'all have helped to run them away. You got people that have done this at a high level, and they had to move on. I'm using my hometown as an example, guys, but this is happening everywhere. I use my hometown because I love my hometown. But I'm using my hometown because it's happening all over this country. And I love my hometown. Here's the deal. Some of y'all have run off some of the best. I'm not saying that was the only reason they left, but my God, if they were still there. Brother John Davis of Union Prairie Baptist Church was the father of a daughter that is my cousin named Janita Davis. Janita is one of the smartest women I know to this day. Janita could be running that school right now. right now. She could be running that school, and it would mean more to her because that is her home. It's her home.
Yeah, now that's real true.
It's her home. It would mean more to her. Her dad was a principal at that high school. Her dad was a coach there. It would mean more to her.
Yeah.
She's a first lady. Damn where she's at right now. But ask her when she come back home. It ain't because necessarily that she just don't want to be at home. I'm sure she will come home for a little while. She might not have all the great things that she had where she at. She might not have the church that she had with her husband now. But there is a possibility that she could come home if they needed her back home, if they wanted her back home. But in my mind, I believe that Janita went through some things when she was in Crockett, Texas, that she's not going through what she's at right now. Whistle.
Now that's a real good point, Coop. Oh Lord, somebody brought up the use of facilities. That's a trigger.
Oh, Anthony, don't even get me started with facilities. Don't even get me started. Shit. You'll bring out my inner Wakanda talking about facilities. You'll bring out my inner Wakanda. Benny Mays was one of the elite athletes to come out of Crockett, Texas. Elite in my eyes. Benny Mays was a monster on the field. Benny Mays was a monster if I'm not mistaken, at DN, edge. But he was also so big and strong and powerful that he was a top sprinter and was on the 4x1. He was a monster. Benny Mays, shit, I know he was a principal. I don't know if he's still a principal or he's a superintendent now. But Benny Mays and his wife, Miss Denise Mays, they are handling things where they're at. I'm sure if there was a possible way that they could come home and they could feel like they would be supported by our people and they would be given a chance to actually make the changes that are needed to be made, they would be willing to try. I'm sure there's a possibility. There's a possibility. But will they come back home? Will they be treated right? Probably not. Probably not. Because why? Who do we treat the worst? Our own. Who do we treat the worst? Pooh Denman. DeMond Denman. I saw how those boys from Centerville love him. When I came to his baseball game in Crockett, it was an honor to be there to watch him coach. Big time athlete coming out of Crockett, Texas. Denman family, big time family in Crockett, Texas. They got tons of athletes. They all did it at a high level, including the girls. But he's in Centerville. His talented kids that come from that same genetic, them same genes that him and his talented brothers came from and his sister, they all are down in Centerville playing ball. Shit. He didn't start in Centerville. I didn't have to talk to him to ask this because I know my mama was teaching with him because my mama loved him. My mama's been at that school for 44 years. When I was born, she went straight to teaching. And my mama done seen a whole lot. She done seen a lot of people come. She done seen a lot of people go. Another brilliant, and yet that man is in Centerville. And guess what? Centerville is predominantly white. I saw a picture he posted the other day of his daughter scoring 15 points, leading scorer on the basketball team for that tournament or game or whatever it was. She was a leading scorer. She's doing well down there. The whole team on that picture might have been another black kid, but she wasn't there that day. The whole team was white. Nothing against white people. I'm bound for good people. Nothing against white people. Nothing against white people. CK Kitchen. Oh, Benny is the assistant superintendent. Well, there you go. There you go. Kevin McKnight. My mom retired from Trinity. Trinity. Brenda McKnight was a part of Union Prairie. Brenda McKnight and Kevin McKnight, she raised Kevin McKnight in Porter Springs, Texas. That's Crockett. But she retired in Trinity. Are we seeing a constant here? Are we seeing the consistency right here? Are we seeing all these good families that had to move on? Where's AVB at now? Where's AVB McKnight, Kevin? What school is he at now? What school is he at now? Let me tell you about a guy named AVB. Let me tell you what coaches said about him. AVB was probably, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, some of the men on this thing. AVB was 5'6", maybe 5'7", 165, 170 pounds. Maybe soaking wet. AVB played, if I'm not mistaken, Kinfolk, Kitchen. Tell him. He was on that line with AVB. AVB played on a line with guys that looked like monsters. Big Allen, Clenzo Bates. He played with monsters. Big Varus, Satterwhite. He played with monsters. AVB was this tall. 160-something probably pounds soaking wet in high school. And Coach Parker said, give me 10 AVBs. Give me 10 AVBs and I'll win state. Because here, he wasn't going to have the chances that them big linemen had in Crockett. He wasn't going to have the chance to go play that at the next level because he didn't fit the criteria. But here, he was a gorilla. He did whatever he had to do to win, to do what he had to do for his team. He started out, if I'm not mistaken, teaching and coaching in Crockett. Is he still there? Somebody tell me, is he still there? If he's not still there, why is it? As a woman from Acre Home, y'all have touched my soul. This is real, guys. This is real. This is real. Dude worked his ass off. Exactly, Tro. This is real. This is not a game. This is not a game. We have been through too much. We have come from an era where we didn't have men out there. And now the men are willing. They might argue amongst each other. They might hate them. They might do a whole bunch of stuff amongst each other. But I promise you this. Ain't that what Pac said? We'll burn this shit. Come on now. If you get us pissed, we'll burn it down. We will ride for one another. When it's all said and done, we will ride for one another. Women, I need you to come on board. I need you to find a way, find some kind of way to put them, that independent, strong pride down for just a second and come on board. And men, I need you to shut the hell up and just let everybody do what they do. This is my opinion. Who am I? I ain't nobody but a coach myself. You know, but from the outside looking in, this is my opinion. I know I don't have all the information because I know I'm going to get contacted. You don't know the full story, Coop. But if these people are not hurting those kids, then remember what we came from. Remember how we got here. And if they are doing things that make these kids, give these kids opportunities, leave them alone. If people don't agree with what they are doing, eventually, maybe not this year, eventually, they're going to see that and they're going to come to you. You ain't got to put salt in nobody's game because the story is going to tell itself. It's going to tell itself. You don't got to hate on nobody. The story's going to tell itself. If they are trash, people will eventually figure out they trash. My dad coached in Marlin for 30 plus years and left due to politics. Now my brother and 90% of Chilton's coaches staff were born and raised in Marlin and now coach the next school over, only 12 miles away from where they were raised due to politics. And Chilton plays Friday in the 5th round of the playoffs. That's from Derek Green.
And
That's
Marlin,
Marlin, Texas. That's the team that we played growing up.
they kind of went almost like viral.
Marlin went viral for what they were doing with their basketball coach. They did
The
some
gym
hard
floors.
stuff with
The gym floors.
them. Gym floors.
We even donated
Yeah,
to
we
them.
donated to that. We donated to that and created a huge GoFundMe for the coach because of what he went through with Marlin. Guys, hey man, look here. This see. Here's the problem, and I know I'm going to hear from a lot of people tonight. But here's the problem: this is bigger than sports to me, man. This is so much bigger than sports. This is about mentors. This is about a village. This is about, I don't give a damn about no politics, and that's why I come out so aggressive. That's why I come out the way I do now. I fight against this stuff. I'm against all this stuff. These people. Six is the perfect person back home to run this track program. I'm going to give you some advice, Six. I love you, bro. I love all y'all. Differently, but I love all y'all. But I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to give you some advice. Stick to the track. Every Saturday morning, dad knows how to coach football. You got a dad that ain't never threw a football, touched a football, ain't never did nothing. Half of them was in juvie. But they'll come out there on Saturday morning, they'll tell you what you did wrong when it came to football. Every Saturday morning, dad or mom knows basketball. Oh, they'll come out there and tell you everything they did wrong with basketball. Stick to the track. Stick to the track. I can help you. I can tell you. Stick to the track. When your kids get to junior and senior year, I'm telling you right now, there are schools that will take them. Don't believe all these people that are going to come along and tell you that nobody will take this kid unless he's running this or unless he's running that. There ain't no scholarship money out there.
A bullshit.
Don't believe none of that shit. Don't believe none of that. Because we done sent too many kids. Every senior that's stuck in here and didn't give up on us, they are sitting in school running. If that's what they wanted to do. They running. They still running. And they got help. Is it always full? Nope. If you want to go outside of Texas, oh, shit. Boy, look here. There's a ton of money out there if you want to go outside of Texas. Come on, man. There's money out here. And I'm trying to tell people I'm so excited about track because of the opportunities that are out there. Six, stick to the track. Stick to the track. Stick to the track. Create something that the other ones don't want to do. Create something that the rest of them are going to fall off doing. Yeah, Six, you were an amazing pitcher. You were an amazing pitcher. For all those others, look, I ain't just about Six here, man. This ain't just about Six. I'm about everybody in Crockett. KJ came out and helped me with chicken when I didn't have nobody. I didn't know what I was going to do. And he had a program back in Crockett before anybody got started down there. Way back. He's still out there supporting those kids. For all the women out there that are helping with those, hey, look, I ain't gonna say your names because I don't know if you want me to say your name. But for all the women out there that are doing things out there helping those kids, I got your back too. If you want it, if you call me, I got your back. But I don't participate in hating, guys. I don't do hating because all of you got skeletons. I know I do. I know I got skeletons. I know goddamn well I got skeletons. You know? So if I got them, and I done made changes to my life to make myself a better person, then why don't you think these people can do the same thing? These kids have helped me to be a better person. My wife has helped me to be a better person. We are creating these things together. My final thought. You made it through a time of turmoil. You made it with your mental and physical health intact. You're not perfect, but you're here. Why spend your time fighting your own people? Why spend your time showing a generation that one way is the only way when the village approach was so good to us? Be good to people. Be kind to people. Be giving to people. Respect those who care, because we all were given a chance that many during our upbringing were not. Show love. Show love. It's all about showing love, guys. Show love. And if you show love, love will get shown back. If you show love, you can help some of these people that aren't perfect people be better people. You can inspire them to do better too. My kids inspire me just as much as I inspire them. I don't want to let them down just like they don't want to let me down. I'm saying some of these people's names because I know it's okay for me to say their names. 6 is gonna be a better person. You heard that from me. And if I'm wrong, guys, one day I will say I'm wrong. But he's gonna continue to be a better person because these kids will make you want to be a better person. Here come my wife, me and my wife. All right, guys. Hey, man. Can you stop? Hey, man, we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. Salute the real. We love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I hope, as I said when I first started this tonight, that people understand that this is to help. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to call anybody out. This is about being real. I love you all. You know, we made it. We made it. Act like we made it. And go about working with the next generation in a different manner. Stay up. Salute the real.
Abortion?